Good afternoon, everyone. Propane, highest demand ever. New record. Firewood in the money. Massive snowfalls across the East Coast, driving natural gas to the largest one-day percentage gain on record. Wow, everything's coming into the record territory, except store shelves bare empty across the region where the blizzard's hitting. Canada locking up commerce. So we look at the same states in purple reliant on Canada. The restocking is going to be excruciatingly slow. Canada's version of Australian movies in the desert. Oil price forecast 2022, ouch, over $100 all the way through the next several years. February, a year from now, 2023 at 127. So let the panic buying begin. And when we run out of petrol and we can't afford energy, we can go back to horses and skis to deliver food into cities. Weight management is a universal struggle. Many wonder why their weight loss becomes more difficult after they reach the age of 20. What most people don't know is that after we turn 20, our body's metabolism slows by as much as 4% each decade. By the time we're 50, we'll have a 10% drop or more in our metabolism. This is why I highly recommend adaptwithketo.com. This amazing powder helps me keep my belly down and lose weight in a shorter period of time than anything I've tried. Much like the keto diet, it can help raise levels of fat-burning ketones, except without the drawbacks like cutting out carbs completely. I started seeing improvements with as little as 1 scoop a day. And if you want to support your weight loss, you're going to love adaptwithketo.com. And if you order in the next 24 hours, get 51% off Keto Elevate by going to adaptwithketo.com. And now on with the video. There are just so many stories about record snow and conditions that we haven't seen since the 1970s or 1950s occurring in Northeast US. Snow drifts, blizzard, bombogenesis, white outs, throw it all into one bucket spin, and this is what it looks like. Headlines, Blizzard 2022, Boston's biggest snowfall ever. Really, that's impressive. Their records go back to the 1700s. Snow's drifting Atlantic City. It's going to take a while to dig this out, clean this up. It's not like the day after tomorrow where everything's going back to normal. Remember a few years ago after Boston had record snow, they ended up pushing that snow into the sea because there was nowhere else to put it. So with this happening, cold demand and electricity go hand in hand. Arctic blast, U.S. natural gas futures posting the biggest one-day gain on record, 46% up in a single day. This is from Dow Jones market data going back to 1990. So a good 32 years here, fastest gain, most momentum ever during a single trading session. And then if we go back to 2004 with the EIA tracking propane, they're not measuring it in actual cubic foot, cubic yard. They're measuring in barrel a day equivalent. However you measure it, still a record. So that gives some credence to having wood, a forest, friends with forests, so you can help them cut trees and get firewood. Do you have a portable camp stove, like a winter well? Do you have a wood-burning stove in your home? We're going back old school, 1850s and 60s pioneering lifestyle. Welcome to the new world, which is really the old world. Looking at $90 per barrel oil. And if we do some forecasting out, this is off the Economy Forecast Agency, July, $103 is what they're expecting. That's going to put a crimp as gas reaches $4 a gallon. But then shortly after that, even just a year from now, 2023, February, looking at average price of $127. What caused the financial crisis of 2008 and 9 was runaway energy prices when oil hit $147 per barrel, crushed the entire global economy. That's dangerously close at 127, and April 143, October 155. That's well above what last financial crisis was triggered by. And as we get into November, it's 162. Bye-bye economy. What's going to be there to replace it? Let the panic buying begin. Through the snowstorm, everybody understands energy. Expensive, less available. You're fighting with your fellow city folk to get the same resources, which are limited. And I chose this tweet here because it marks a couple different points in time. A, how quickly everything was sold out. And that is across the board, all supermarkets, thousands of these same photos coming in before the blizzard. It's like before hurricane, stores get stripped bare. But what I notice in the top right, why are those products not selling? And see, they're asking the same thing. You're not solving a user's problem if you're into a major cataclysmic snowstorm, the biggest in umpteen years, 5 decades or something, and your stuff's still on the shelf. Time for your company to reconsider what they're putting on the shelves. And when we do have failure in economic policy and supply chains, and then soccer mom or mama bear, quote unquote, hit it in the middle, this is what we get. Instant bare shelves. How long will it take to restock is the question. You're going to have to remove the snow first, then they're going to have to open the border. Wait, trucks are there. So how much snow will actually need to be removed? 30 plus inches, that's a bit over 3 feet. They're already recording that in so many destinations. This map is off by a little bit. You're going to need to bump this up by about 6 to 12 inches. Reddish borderline pink areas looking around 9 to 10 inches. So that's off a sliver there, and just continue to increase heading toward the coast. Sidewalk views of drifting snow. And as I was putting this video together, more snow still to come. Another 3 inches, a couple inches here or there. Seems like it's mainly past, but 100-mile-per-hour winds, whiteout conditions, drifting snow. It's not going to be a uniform snow removal effort. Some areas are going to be buried to the gills, to rooftops. Other areas, it'll be just a few feet to clean off the streets and then the sidewalks. How's that going to work? Canada. Oh, Canada. Frozen jeans on the roadside. High, -10. That's Celsius, though, which is in the high teens Fahrenheit. So sharing a vast border with Canada, as the United States does, this was 3 days prior to the storm on the snow anticipated, but the map sets it up in such an easy-to-understand way here. And it actually shows you where the problem areas will be for restocking after the storm. So the darkest of blue, 12 to 18 inches, which is now 36, so that's about double of what is on this map here, which is astounding how the most up-to-date, technologically advanced weather satellite, etc., is off by 50% on their forecast of snow, yet they can tell you what will happen in 100 years from now. Baffling. We'll save that for another video. But notice Montreal and Boston. And it will swing over to our map here, which I am becoming a huge fan of. Each state in the United States, their biggest import trading partner is purple, Canada. So I'm looking at all those same states that are completely snowed in, reliant on Canadian imports to restock their supermarket shelves in many ways, shapes, or forms. I'm not saying 100%. I'm saying a huge amount is coming from Canada for resupply. So if you were to go up to Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, the things on the store shelves up there would be a lot more Canadian country of origin than you would see probably down in Florida. So with that being said, let's move into Ottawa here, where it's begun. Trucks are now parking themselves. There will be no or very limited commerce moving in any direction in Canada. And some 30,000 trucks from the United States have joined that. And it sure looks like a lot of things are going to be, well, traffic jammed, whether it be blizzards on the highways or people wanting to see change in their government. Canadian style, you know they're going to bring it to the table. Once you agitate Canada, you kind of woke up a sleeping wasp nest there. So with all the supply chain breakdowns, it leaves us a couple choices. We can go back to horse and wagon or mule and skis to deliver into our snowbound cities. And with the erosion of energy production and getting us on to semi-reliable alternatives, you can see why the trucks are moving across the planet. This one set for the 7th of February to converge on Brussels. Can you blame them? I mean, you look back in March of 2021 and electric prices across Europe are 8 times what they were just less than a year ago. But as we move into this pioneering lifestyle and more responsibility for our own heating, repairs, security, etc., and working within our communities to trade and barter, you're going to need to grow your own food like our grandparents did. So start thinking about that for this planting season. TrueLeafMarket.com, heirloom and organic seeds for any grow zone on the planet. You'll find that link in the description box below, along with my Patriot Supply, storable foods. It's a great way to support this channel so I can bring in more research like this. But you can see a lot of things connecting between these two countries now, and the supply chain slowdowns that will ensue because of this. We're all in it together. Let's find solutions together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.